always wanted to run from Cape Town to Durban. It's been done before, but I wanted to do it with a little bit of a difference, and that is as fast as possible. Had planned to run the 2,000 Ks in under 30 days. Clyde contacted me by phone and said, I heard you want to run this thing. I'll paddle. Let's race. So on the 17th of May this year, the race began, Cape Point.
Yeah, we met at Cape Point. I ran the first 10 Ks with Steve. I had a bad east that had picked up, and I was waiting for good weather. So I just planned to do good weather surf skiing. Felt natural. See, everyone should do it. Waited 3 days. We were a little bit behind schedule. I'd only phoned my second and organized them 6 days before the event, Tom Bodley, absolute lifesaver. We prayed every meal. I think that got us through it. Launched across False Bay, and we did a double bay crossing on our first day, 94 kilometers. So False Bay is hectic on its own, big shark stories. Straight across Walker Bay, and beelined into Gansbaai, and caught up to Steve in 1 day after 3 days running.
Yeah.
Shook him a bit.
I just saw this youngster going for it on the surf, mountainous surf. It must have been 7 meters, and I thought, thank God I'm on land. I ran around False Bay. He cheated. He went straight across, and away we went, heading north, or east actually, because I seemed to be running into the sun continually. It was great. Yeah.
But yeah, this oak's a farmer, so he gets up early every morning. I think at 4 a.m. He was clocking 60K average days, up to 80, every single day except for 2 days when his mother died at De Hoop, when he was crossing De Hoop. And he had to fly out from George to go to the funeral for 2 days. So I stood down in Knysna, and I'd coincidentally just overtaken him over George. I started doing bigger days as I got more confident. At that stage, it was an 85K day, and then a 80K day into Buffels, where I nearly died. And then, coming night paddling is the most hectic thing you can possibly imagine. You don't want to be at sea at night in storms either. And Steve comes back, and we commence the race again in Knysna. And on Comrades Day, he's now heading to Storms River. Comrades Day, I come out from Knysna Heads, track to Robberg. I've been knocked out of my boat about 5 times already. Start calming down as I track over Robberg, because swell reverberates as it hits a corner, and Robberg's quite a big headland. So I've been knocked out 5 times, cross over, get absolutely munched by a huge wave. I don't know what happened, but as the waves clear up, a massive swell just came over and hit me. And the surf is just wild with white water.
And that's it on the video as we speak now. Yeah. And then we continued.
That was a good story, by the way.
Yeah, that's me chilling in the chair while he's paddling. I just thought, well, I might as well wait for him. But anyway, on we go up the coast, and I was on the beach some days, on the railway lines, tracks, mountains, whatever. The most scary part for me, not like Skinny, I was swimming rivers. You get washed up and down these river mouths. I got washed out to sea, lucky into the crash zone, knocked back east or north. I always think it's north when you're into Durban. But thank goodness it didn't knock me south or west, whatever it is. And just continued. And we just raced, and this was a race, a proper race. When Skinny phoned me and said, where are you? I would tell him I'm 20 Ks back. Meanwhile, I was 20 Ks forward.
He literally was doing that non-stop. Yeah.
And
I was begging him to wait for a day. I was like, hey, let's just take a rest day.
Yeah, and this photo here, this is sneaking along the N2 near Knysna.
In that reef, I landed that in 20-foot surf, and you see how the jagged rocks actually overlap. So you're riding massive swell into that. There were 6 to 9 meter swells running for almost half the time I was at sea. And you're landing in jagged rocks, and all you can see is rocks. And I got like little cell phone call through the rocks and hit a sharp 90-degree left and land on a ski boat launch site 10 meters long.
At that stage, Skinny was in Port Elizabeth, and I was heading for Woody Cape. This picture shows me actually sitting on the road near Jeffreys Bay. We're sort of a bit of ahead of ourselves here, but doesn't matter. Anyway, so I'm heading to Woody Cape. My wife, Lulu, had to fly back to Underberg. She phoned me when she got to Port Elizabeth Airport and said, "Where are you?" I said, "I can see Woody Cape." She flew to Joburg, drove to Underberg, phoned me again and said, "Where are you?" I said, "I can still see Woody Cape." She still couldn't get there. A hell of a journey up there.
Yeah, apparently he was running and diving offshore break onto the cliffs every time a swell break.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
so
a great climber.
Steve was ahead from Storms River onwards, and that was the last time we'd see each other for 1,000 kilometres.
Yeah, and then
So it was a good beer, good bit of tunage, and we headed off again.
the race continued past East London, and then we were into the Transkei. Skinny battled to land in the Transkei. I was fine. I was on land, and I was partly on land in the Transkei because there's 17 rivers that you have to swim across. So I swam there very gingerly, hoping that a shark wouldn't take me. Swam with my eyes open. Make sure when that Johnny's coming, I'm watching him come. And
Guys, this picture is the lady we did the event for. She's a mutual friend of ours' wife that has been fighting cancer for about 2.5 years. So we did the event in and around her fight and for her purpose. So the race really felt like such a soulful experience, being in our own headspaces for, it felt like 1,000 hours, but just open ocean and just thinking about it. It was just such a beautiful experience all around.
And then we eventually got to Scottburgh, and I was running along the beach. I saw Skinny there in the ocean. Guess who won this race, by the way?
I just clocked him by 40 Ks.
Skinny here, he beat me. He got there on the Thursday night. I got there on the Friday morning. I actually watched him overtake me at Scottburgh. That's a hell of a long way from Cape Point to Scottburgh to be beaten.
It's not really about winning at the end of the day. It's about just doing something.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
the
Steve.
adventure. Thanks for the race. You're a man, Mamba.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.